Live from our studios at number 5, Owula Hansen Lane at Tessano here in Accra. This is the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. I am Charles Ozukumi. Coming up. Artisans at Ayawaso West Art Market demand compensation months after their shops were demolished.
We are just pleading on the authority. Mahama, we are begging. We are on our knees. They should just listen and hear our cry. They should come to our aid. All we need from them is to get us a permanent place so we can put up our...
Also coming up, Director General of the Ghana Health Service warns against attacks on health workers at Salaga Municipal Hospital.
What is not advisable is for you to take the rules and regulations of the nation into your hands. If we lose more people, it's not going to justify any cost.
Over 100 acres of land reclaimed in Bosomifremo district of the Ashanti region after destruction by illegal mining.
I've seen one of the places the person has planted, I think, palm seedlings and some other stuff. Other places too, cassava and others. And as I'm speaking with you, we are here with some of the farmers who lost their lands through this degradation. They are happy now that they've got.
And later, we'll bring you a report on states of several basic schools in Sekandi in the Western region after years of neglect.
Then 6, do you want it? So 2011, that the building has been abandoned. Since then, 2011, the contractor has not been on site.
Grateful for your time. Let's now get into the details. Well, 3 months after their shops were demolished by unidentified men in military-style uniforms, artisans at the Ayawaso West Art Market say they are sinking deeper into debt and struggling to keep their businesses afloat. Although the Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly has relocated them to a temporary site, the traders say poor sales and the rainy season have worsened their condition. They are calling on authorities to identify those responsible for the demolition, compensate them for their losses, and provide a secure and permanent location to support their businesses. Channel 1 News' Sarah Pia reports.
The Ayawaso West Art Market, popularly known as the Tetekwashi Art Market, was once a vibrant hub for handicrafts, wood carvings, beads, African prints, and other locally made products. Today, however, the market tells a different story. 3 months after the demolition of their structures, artisans say they are yet to recover from the losses they suffered. Many say they had heavily stocked their shops ahead of the Easter festivities only to see their investments destroyed overnight. Now operating from a temporary site opposite the original location, members of the Global Handicrafts Association say business has virtually come to a standstill. For many, the impact has been devastating. Unable to make enough sales, they say meeting basic needs, including transportation and their children's education, has become a daily struggle.
I per se, I have my child in the university. This time, I delayed paying, so she couldn't get her hostel. She have to move from La Paz every day to school.
Where does she school?
University of Legon, and she's studying law. Please, we are pleading. We are just pleading on the authority. Mahama, we are begging. We are on our knees. They should just listen and hear our cry. They should come to our aid. All we need from them is to get us a permanent place so we can put up our beautiful shops and get back to business. We are just pleading. We've lost so many things. In fact, we've lost a lot.
Truly, we are disturbed. We are not getting market at all here. I lose over 30,000, but people's goods are more 3 times, 4 times what I'm doing, because me, I'm a producer. My mind is not even steady. truly, because market is not coming. How can I take care of my house? Become problem for me. Even to take care of myself. Could you believe that sometimes I walk from Adenta down here?
Why?
I don't have money to take transport.
The artisans say the situation has also forced many workers to leave their jobs while outstanding loans continue to pile up. For Issa Ziba Ekava, the challenge has become overwhelming. He says he is unable to repay more than 50,000 cedis owed to lenders after months of little or no income.
As a vice chairman, I mean, if you want to see the cry, 3 months I'm on a Saturday Easter time. The Saturday no beer, aquagilo, at the Abasha, a Jum say maybe I had Yentimi and Manovase, you bet to any big crana at the idea at the Ashu. But since I ban Saturday on the loan, Yaji Dada. Editor Newman, San Newman, more saying,
Which made you alone?
Me to meet you away, may back up by USS, or quite as a warfare, me number be and Bafakram Makwaranako.
Same now, Jay.
Oh, loan there, my jail almost about 50,000. That means, yes, maybe loan to say 50,000. Come to Basajmo, me export, but Nina Aqua day. Aka, when you find the yes Romo, they almost say, you know, Omonka Mutribo no more boy and now, Omontimi compensated. Nanya be big and fine fee. Pakura maybe I'm no more than 8 or 9 people. Me say, Obiako Techie. Me be my wow, yet and I was by Ajuma. Obiati fear, for a call, never bravo crow yard, say, call to fear, me, I'm sure yard for.
During Channel 1 News' visit, most traders were operating under temporary canopies. With the rainy season underway, they fear flooding and strong winds could damage their remaining goods. Adding to their burden, they say the canopies are rented at a daily cost of 50 Ghana cedis.
You can see this place that the shops have been displayed nicely like this. But then, at the close of the day, we have to pack everything like this. As you are seeing those mannequins there, you have to pack everything back. And then, the time is very bad. It's a rainy season. Sometimes when it's rain and it's windy, it blows every canopy down. And then some were broken. And it's debt. We go and rent them. It's only few people that are able to buy themselves.
What do you rent them?
Us, a day is 50 cedi. And because it's rainy season, it's not every day that you come on this park that you get something.
Even these stones that you are seeing, one is how much? When we are trying to lay at least the center, instead of us to put a stone all over here, we can't because the money is not going on. So if you ask the people to contribute, it's difficult. We are contributing 200 to do all these things we couldn't get.
The artisans say they still do not know who authorized the demolition despite ongoing development works at the original site observed during Channel 1 News' visit. Although authorities earlier indicated that investigations were underway, the traders say they have yet to receive any updates. Responding to their concerns, the Ayawaso West NADMO Deputy Director for Technical, Erica J. Fum, assured that efforts are underway to provide relief packages for affected traders.
The Assembly is also working hard together with the NADMO Ayawaso West to at least have a little relief for them. When you are working on relief for people who are affected by disaster, it takes time. You must get the relief. When it comes, it's not going to be the money that is spent. Even if it is 2 cedis, then you use it to buy bread and granuts. It will be able to hold you from the day to the evening.
He further disclosed that the Assembly, in collaboration with engineers, is working to secure a permanent site for the artisans.
Sure, the MCE and then the Municipal NADMO Director, they don't sleep on this issue. So I'm very sure that they are working hard with the engineers and looking at a place where they can locate them permanently so that they can also sell.
After losing their goods during the demolition exercise, artisans here at the Ayawaso West Art Market say a permanent and secure trading space will not only show them during this rainy season, but will also protect their livelihoods and boost sales. Reporting for the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Sarah Apia.
Now, the approval for Kendo Furata's application for lawful permanent residency in the United States has generated widespread reactions here in Ghana. Now, this follows concerns over how the development could affect efforts to bring the former finance minister back to the country to account for his stewardship, while anti-corruption advocates warn that the development could complicate efforts to extradite him. Political actors remain divided over the implications of the case. There is more in this report.
Former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, who is facing multiple allegations of financial mismanagement during his tenure, recently secured a legal victory in the United States after an immigration court approved his application for adjustment of status, paving the way for lawful permanent residency. The development has sparked varied reactions from governors and political stakeholders. For anti-corruption campaigner and co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption, the decision could complicate Ghana's efforts to secure Mr. Ofori-Atta's extradition, although it does not halt the legal processes. He also called in the New Patriotic Party to encourage the former minister to return to Ghana and account for his stewardship. He made the remarks on Channel 1 TV's The Big Issue.
They should be seen to actively convince him to come back. Because honestly, for the rest of us citizens of this country, we will not understand that the party is saying that they selected this individual. They did a due diligence. They put him in charge of our finances. And when there are questions to answer, they are not compelling him, convincing him. They are not at the forefront of saying he should come back. In the eyes of the public, at least you should be seen to speaking to a man that, listen, come back. Because all of us must develop this country together. You could not have occupied such a high position and suddenly decide that I will not come back. Or to be seen, you see, the part of the risk now with this green card thing is he could potentially leave the jurisdiction of the U.S. elsewhere. That complicates everything. And so that's where some of the risk comes in. It makes the case more complicated. But I think that the party should also be seen to speaking to him and say, look, we said it ourselves, that we'll stay here and face the music. Come back and answer the question. Let Ghanaians see whether it is a government influencing the courts or not.
Meanwhile, the Director of Communications of the NPP has accused the governing NDC of politicizing the legal challenges facing Mr. Ofori-Atta. According to him, attempts to prosecute the former minister are being framed as an indictment of the NPP rather than being treated as a matter involving an individual.
And so any other thing which is preventing the state from doing it is purely political, designed to link the NPP to Ken Ofori-Atta and make it an NPP problem rather than a Ken problem. Ken is an individual citizen, he's a private citizen. And so therefore they need to pursue him, they should pursue him. All the avenues and the powers of state belong to them. And Sanda, you know, when Sedinam Tamaklo left, and then the trial proceeded and eventually convicted, you didn't hear government say NDC should produce Sedinam Tamaklo.
Investigative journalist Manasseh Azuri Awuni has also weighed in, criticizing public celebrations over the development and describing them as misplaced given the ongoing legal scrutiny surrounding the former minister.
This was a 2023 scandal, and then they started the investigation only in January 2025, by which time Ken Ofori-Atta had left the country. So all of these go to make things a bit difficult. But I don't think people linked to him should be celebrating the way they are doing. I don't think there's anything honorable about a man who has lived here, built companies, built a reputation, getting himself into this SML scandal and running away from justice. It is not a badge of honor. It is a symbol of shame, and we should keep it as such. It isn't something worth celebrating that somebody is running away from his own country.
For his part, convener of the One Ghana movement, Senyo Hosi, has called on the U.S. Embassy in Ghana to take a greater interest in issues of accountability and any potential extradition proceedings involving Mr. Ofori-Atta.
If the U.S. ambassador is watching,
yes,
what's your message to him?
I mean, you should be facilitating accountability in our country. Corruption has been at the heart of the failure and the retrogression of our society. The last thing you want to do is to be seen to be promoting and encouraging it. not because the persons involved are guilty or not guilty, but you are sending a wrong signal that people can escape the boundaries of justice and accountability. More importantly, accountability doesn't mean you are liable to anything, but you go through a process of making sure that the stewardship to the people of Ghana is accounted for.
Thank you, Senor. Honorable Bediako, I'm giving you 3 minutes.
In a related development, NDC Member of Parliament for Akutia Bernard Bediako Beidu has questioned calls for government to disclose the prison facility where former Maslock Chief Executive Sedina Tamaklo Ationu is being held following her extradition to Ghana to serve a 10-year sentence imposed in connection with causing financial loss to the state.
See, Sedina Tamaklo is in custody, lawful custody.
Where?
No, you see, if you ask me
where,
what is
so
allow me. The where is not within, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
And it is not for me to tell you. Me, I'm surprised at this. Umar, you are here. You can walk straight to the prison. It's just a few.
That is why it's simple for government to just tell us.
No. It's supposed to be the prison service. Whoever is, the government is saying that I've done my part. The U.S. authorities spoke to me and said that they were bringing the lady to me or to us. We've received her, handed over to those who are supposed to take care of her. We are done. So if you are asking which specific place she's been kept, where has the authorities? Their head office is there.
Well, away from that, the Ministry of Education has directed the Ghana Education Service to suspend all senior high school graduation ceremonies across the country, pending a review of guidelines following concerns over lavish displays of wealth during the event. So the suspension is to review existing guidelines governing such events. So now we're joined via Zoom by the Media Relations Officer for the Education Ministry, Hashmin Mohammed, to provide some clarity on this very matter. Good evening to you, Hashmin. Thank you for your time here on the Channel 1 Newsroom. First of all, why has this issue become an urgent priority for the Education Ministry?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. If you have followed since yesterday or early this morning, concerns have been raised by the general public with regards to how some parents, some students are displaying flamboyance and then wealth in some of the senior high schools following the graduation, the graduation ceremony to mark the end of their senior high school journey. And this has become a subject of concern to the Ministry of Education and then the general public, because the campuses, the senior high school campuses, are citadels for modeling characters beyond learning numeracy and then literacy. So when the ministry got wind of this information, the Honorable Minister directed the Director General of the Ghana Education Service to suspend all activities related to this kind of activities, because such activities do not go in line with the GES Code of Conduct for Molding Character and then guidelines that has to do with academic activities. We don't want to create a situation where we create a classical society in our various senior high schools. So the reason for the Honorable Minister to give that directive to the Ghana Education Service, and subsequently the Ghana Education Service have since called on heads of senior high schools across the country to suspend all these activities.
But Hashmin, is it not a personal choice how a parent decides or chooses to celebrate their children? How is this a big deal for the ministry?
Well, a personal choice of any parent or any student or guardian shouldn't affect the collective interest or the collective moral value of our education system. We cannot allow few individuals to distort the moral value or the moral society of our education system. Hence the decision to give this directive.
How does this affect the collective moral values of society? If my child graduates school and I decide to gift my child a vehicle, how does this corrupt the moral values of society?
Well, it corrupts it in the sense that it will put pressure on other students whose parents or guardians wouldn't be able to afford that. Once we allow the trend to grow, it becomes something that is a norm that every parent or every student will be demanding from their parents. And in doing that, we'll be creating a class society, and we don't want that kind of class society. We want a social inclusion where all students can relate well in our campuses. Our campuses or our schools are meant for learning and then for molding of characters. Beyond that, any other thing that has to do with flamboyance or display of wealth wouldn't be tolerated.
Well, your statement also condemns these parents and guardians. I mean, what sort of responsibility do you want them to take in matters like this?
Well, for us, graduation ceremonies are meant to celebrate an academic journey in which has been fulfilled over a period. So if such academic journeys are now turning into a display of flamboyance and then wealth, we think that that is not what the ceremonies are meant for. And we need to remind parents who are involved in these activities that such kind of activities wouldn't be tolerated in any of our public schools.
Well, I mean, we know that the PTAs have been revived under this minister. What role does the ministry expect PTAs to play in this matter?
Well, PTAs are part of the education management system in our country.
Well, let's move on away from that. The Ghana Institute of Architects has raised concerns over the increasing incidence of building collapses and the rapid deterioration of roads despite huge investments in infrastructure projects across the country. The Institute is therefore advocating for stronger regulation, improved oversight, and greater collaboration between foreign and local professionals to ensure infrastructure projects are durable, safe, and tailored to Ghana's environmental conditions.
Recent building collapses at Avena and Medina, coupled with the rapid deterioration of roads despite significant investments in infrastructure, have reignited concerns over the quality, regulation, and long-term sustainability of construction projects in Ghana. Speaking on the sidelines of a Church of Pentecost event aimed at equipping built environment professionals and young people with godly principles to combat corruption and uphold integrity in their fields of work, the president of the Ghana Institute of Architects, Tony Asare, attributed many of Ghana's infrastructure challenges to weak regulation and poor oversight. He lamented that while contractors are awarded projects, there's often inadequate supervision and little accountability when standards are compromised.
Contractors are not properly regulated. We do not have a body that regulates on the performance and the quality of work that contractors deliver. With this issue of buildings that are collapsing, we are, from the Ghana Institute of Architects, we are very happy that the president has put together a committee that is looking into the building collapses. We need to have a longer lasting solution to this issue of collapse. So those are issues which we also have to discuss. But the construction industry is not in the best of places.
Mr. Asare stressed that if Ghana is to build durable roads and safe infrastructure, the country must prioritize the right technical conversations and strengthen quality assurance systems. He cited the newly announced Accra-Kumasi Expressway as an example, expressing excitement about the project, but questioning whether Ghana's poor maintenance culture could undermine its long-term sustainability.
If we want our country to look beautiful and our roads to be durable and our structures to be safe, then we must have the right technical conversation. I'm quite happy with the new express road, right? However, if we do a 197 kilometer express road and it is beautiful and it's nice and we can boast of it, there are other questions that can start coming in. What is our maintenance culture? How are we going to make sure that various portions of the road that goes through the various districts are taken care of properly?
The event, themed Workers Guild, My Work, My Divine Assignment, brought together professionals from various fields within the Church of Pentecost. Participants were encouraged by church leaders and industry experts to uphold godly values and ethical standards in their workplaces. Chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Dr. Eric Nyamiche, said the initiative is intended to instill trust, integrity, and strong moral values among church members so they can positively influence their respective professions.
We want to kind of push moral values into the system so that our church members apply their Christianity in the marketplace. So all the values and the principles that we are being taught in church, we want them to go out there and apply them. And we are able to influence Ghana because of our numbers.
Senior Manager for Community Relations at Anglo-God Ashanti and an elder of the church, Emmanuel Beidu, also urged Christians to evangelize through their professional conduct rather than conforming to workplace cultures that contradict their faith.
Profession and work of ministry are together. You can be an architect and then live your Christian values there so that it draws people to Christ. You can be a mason, you live your Christian values there, it draws people to Christ. So whatever God has given to us to do, when we do and do it diligently as a service to Him, as a ministry and a ministerial calling, definitely God will bless it and the effect will be seen in the lives of people.
Now, the Ghana Boundary Commission has stressed the need to prioritize the development of border communities and the welfare of border residents as effective strategies for boundary management in the sub-region. Now, this came up during the climax of the 2026 African Border Day celebrations between Ghana and Burkina Faso at Paga and Nakolo in the Kassina-Nankana West District of the Upper East region. There's more in this report.
The Ghana Boundary Commission says a human-centered approach to border governance is critical to improving livelihoods and promoting development in border communities. Commissioner General Major General Anthony Ntem says investments in basic social infrastructure, including access to water, can help reduce tensions over scarce resources and strengthen peaceful coexistence among border populations. The remarks were made at a joint Ghana-Burkina Faso Deba in Paga and Nakolo to commemorate the 2026 Africa Border Day, where a borehole was commissioned to improve access to clean water for residents.
Water is essential for life. This is the reason behind the borehole drill at Nakolo and Saplega. For us as a commission, facilitating water access to you all reflects our conviction that effective boundary management must place people at its center. It makes practical investments in human security, public health, and sustainable development along our shared boundaries.
The activities were funded by the German Federal Foreign Office through the International Organization for Migration's Integrated Border Governance Mechanism. Meanwhile, the Senior Human Resource Management Officer of IOM Ghana said effective border governance between Ghana and Burkina Faso requires cooperation, mutual respect, and the active involvement of border communities. He stressed the need for continued collaboration to strengthen peace, development, and regional integration.
When borders are well managed, they become bridges of peace, cooperation, security, and development. Communities have a key role to play in protecting boundary markers, promoting peaceful relationships, sharing accurate information, and supporting cross-border cooperation. As we celebrate Africa Border Day here in Paga, let us reaffirm our shared commitment in transforming borders into bridges of peace, cooperation, development, and shared prosperity.
Oh, you're still watching the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. Still ahead. Director General for Ghana Health Service warns against attacks on health workers at Salaga Municipal Hospital. We have details of that and others in a bit. Please don't go away.
Your health is your most valuable asset and it deserves expert attention. At the International Maritime Hospital, we believe healthcare should be personal, precise, and delivered with excellence. That's why we provide specialist-led care combining experienced doctors, advanced diagnostics, and a client-centered approach. From preventive care to specialist consultations and advanced treatment, every step is handled with precision and care. Our serene environment, modern facilities, and dedicated medical team ensure you receive the quality care you deserve every time. Our experienced team ensures you receive the attention you deserve. So whatever it is for you or your family, choose care you can trust. Visit the International Maritime Hospital located at Community 3 Tema or call 0303 220 030 or 055 222 2290. International Maritime Hospital. We serve and we care.
As the sun rises over the city of Accra, its warm glow settles on one of the city's most thoughtfully planned communities, Lakeside Estate, and once again, something exceptional is unfolding. After the successful sale of our 4-bedroom Orca at Lakeside Hills, a new masterpiece is about to make its debut. An exquisite 4-bedroom story Orca home overlooking a breathtaking landscape of the Abri Mountains. This remarkable home now features a total floor area of 330 square meters, set on a generous 7,140 square foot plot. Step inside and you're welcomed by a spacious foyer leading to an open living and dining area, paired with a modern fitted kitchen with a stylish island crafted for the ultimate cooking experience. On the first floor, family living takes center stage. Spend quality time together and enjoy the convenience of a newly added infinite kitchenette, perfect for warming up your coffee or tea. For our esteemed homeowners who value privacy and productivity, a dedicated study area has been beautifully integrated into the design. This new home is a testament to trust, craftsmanship, and modern living. A space where elegance, comfort, and style come together effortlessly. Book your spot today by calling our sales expert on 020-477-5040 or 020-477-5042. Lakeside Estate, quality homes for all.
Yeah, welcome back to the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. Now, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Samuel Kaba Akoria, has appealed to the youth of Salaga to remain calm and desist from any planned attacks on health professionals. The appeal follows threats made by some youth in a viral social media video to take action if a missing baby is not found. The incident has led to the arrest of 2 midwives at the Salaga Municipal Hospital. Our Northern Bureau Chief Shawana Yusuf reports.
Following the recent alleged baby theft incident at the Salaga Municipal Hospital in the Savannah region, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Samuel Kaba, has paid a working visit to the area to gather first-hand information on the matter and console the affected families. Speaking during the visit, Professor Kaba urged residents to support the Ghana Health Service as investigations continue.
I want to express my sincere gratitude to you for expressing exactly how you feel. And the reason we are here is to assure you that we are with you and that let's all come together so that we follow the due process. As I said before, a committee has already been put in place as independent as possible. And if there is the need to open it up for more participation, that will be done. But we are working together with the security. And for sure, what is not advisable is for you to take the rules and regulations of the nation into your hands. If we lose more people, it's not going to justify any cost. And if we lose people, if our health workers abandon the facility and people die, and we even find a baby, we cannot also bring back those lives. So please, we stand together.
According to the Director General, all relevant stakeholders are working together to ensure justice is served and measures are put in place to prevent similar incidents in the future.
The Health Minister, the Director General, the entire service, and the people of Ghana, they are all listening to you, and we are all doing all the best in place to make sure that things are done appropriately and should not repeat anymore. So on behalf of all the health staff, I want to say that we understand you and we'll do all our best. And be assured as well that when we identify the loopholes, they will all be closed and nobody will go scot-free.
The Konkomba chief of the Pembe traditional area has also urged the public to disregard rumors circulating on social media about a possible attack on the Salaga Municipal Hospital.
Mpaebo a me bonu say nyemi ona ewo nipa kura wo ya de we nyemi wanyi no maye me ti ho no asana omo ka mo ba nso no nipa kuro won firi Salaga ha Konkomba ne a o ka say obebebe si hospital won firi ha meninu obawe wawu akwada bedru ndai mba bebre mugusu won kwada ho betu ndai na yesi hospital we a mfa so be na ho bibia ya butari me bisian fo ma kan kire omo say aya butari ya enso nipa awafa nyemi na be fefe no mai.
Meanwhile, the Pembura has expressed concern over the development and called for a swift investigation into the matter.
These are something that all of us here, everybody is peeved about it. Because we've been hearing this, but we don't hear it far from Salaga. Now it has happened at the doorsteps of our place. And we are not happy about that. And I'm very, very happy to hear from you. You are in touch with the security and everybody who is concerned, so that we could see what really went on wrong, and especially the staff who are working there to help us see the way things went wrongly there.
Well, now to the western region, where years of neglect and inadequate maintenance have led several basic schools in Sekendi in a state of disrepair, raising concerns about the safety and quality of teaching and learning. With many classrooms leak during rainfall, while damaged structures and collapsed sanitation facilities continue to disrupt academic work. The Sekendi Circuit School Improvement Support Officer for the Ghana Education Service, and Migbojib, says the deteriorating conditions are taking a toll on education delivery. Channel 1 News' Western Bureau Chief Akwasi Ejianim reports.
A safe and conducive learning environment is essential to every child's education. But in Sekendi, several basic schools are battling years of deterioration, with aging structures posing challenges to both pupils and teachers. At the Catholic Basic School, cracks and exposed iron rods are visible on weakened pillars. Ceilings and windows are missing in parts of the building, while sections of the classroom floors have developed large holes.
Over here at the Sekendi Presby School, I'm told that this is a 1946 building which actually started the school over here, and happens to be the former school or the primary school of the current finance minister, Honorable Atufosin. And because of the current population of the school, which is around 1,250, the school is looking forward to expand. Hence, the commencement of this structure in 2006 by the church, which was later supported with funds from the GET Fund. But since 2006, the project has been left abandoned with no completion. And the look at it shows a structure without windows. And the headmaster tells me that the roof and the absence of the windows is also giving them a lot of issues when it comes to ensuring smooth academic work over here.
From 2006, we on it to 2011 that the building has been abandoned. Since then, 2011, the contractor has not been on site. So the school is uncompleted. When it rains, it sometimes get into the classrooms and some of the roofing get off and the children have to even get down. About 3 years ago, we have a stampede which affected some of the children. And in fact, we need help. The building has to be completed so that we can use it. The teaching and learning will go on successfully for us. We don't have windows because you are saying that it's not complete. So we are praying that the government and other people should come. As now, our MP has promised to come and help to complete the building.
The situation is even more alarming at the old hospital school near Jendu Park. Rusting roofing sheets, exposed reinforced walls, and damaged classroom blocks paint a picture of a school infrastructure in distress. Teachers who spoke on condition of anonymity say lessons are frequently interrupted whenever it rains, with water leaking into classrooms and damaging teaching and learning materials. According to the Sekendi Circuit Improvement Support Officer, Madam Anemi Bozi, the deteriorating infrastructure is undermining effective teaching and learning, while the collapse of sanitation facilities in some schools is creating additional challenges for both pupils and staff.
A good learning environment will help the child to absorb or assimilate whatever is taught. So if the environment is not conducive, the child cannot understand or assimilate whatever the teacher is delivering or the facilitator is delivering. Also, the facilitator, him or herself, will not feel comfortable standing in unconducive atmosphere to teach the learners. So like for Old Hospital, for instance, last 2 weeks rains ripped off some of the roofings, and whenever it rains, it goes straight to the classrooms. So my brother, learners sitting in the water and the teachers also sitting in the water will not help teaching and learning.
The Member of Parliament for Sekendi, Blay Nyameka Ama, says efforts are underway to address the situation, revealing plans to renovate at least 8 schools within the constituency before the end of the year.
Education, I believe, is the cornerstone of our development. So the school buildings that are in Sekendi constituency that have not been charged, painted, renovated, and they are, tearing apart, falling apart, dilapidated states. That is what Blay has taken it upon himself, that he's going to renovate all of those schools. The first phase will be ready by this academic year starting in September. Leaking roofs such as this you see here is what is actually motivating the MP to actually support with some kind of facelift of these schools to make sure that there is some smooth academic work across the various basic schools here in Sekendi. For Channel 1 TV News, I'm Akwese Jenim, Sekendi.
Now, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has disclosed that over 1,300 people have been displaced by floods at Samraboy in the western region. The downpour caused the Samira River to burst its banks, sending floodwaters into homes, farmlands, and access roads. Again, Akwese Jenim has more.
Following the devastating floods that have submerged a large part of the Samraboy community in the western region, many displaced residents are now taking shelter in classrooms of schools, including Samraboy Catholic Junior High School, Aboifie MA, Summertet School Complex, and others. The NADMO director for Wasa Menfi West Municipality, Elvis Kofi, in an update said over 1,340 people have so far been displaced.
The number of the victims have increased from 1,220 to 1,340, and the level of the water is still increasing. So we are having meeting, the NADMO, the Samates, the MP and the MC. We are having a meeting to see if we can move them to the Samnabwe community day school. I think that that place is enough. It's a big enough to occupy all of them.
The Member of Parliament for Menfi West, Eric Affle, who visited the area to interact with victims, donated 200 mattresses, 100 bags of rice and other relief items. He also announced the deployment of police to protect the properties of displaced residents, assuring them of government commitment to supporting them.
Looking at the situation now, you have lost a lot of items, about 2,000 people. What is happening? Talking about the economic condition, economic case. So the government will take its time to look into it and make sure that these people are well placed once again for them to have a good standard of living. Let me assure everybody that we do our best, possible best, for you to come back, to go and relocate to wherever you want to go or wherever you were.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. Still to come. Over 100 acres of land reclaimed in Bosomifrehun district of the Ashanti region after destruction by illegal mining activities. The news is back in a bit. Please stay with us.
Ready through a day simanisi doctor say men koyo operation cataract surgery ni fro
minia ustro sesen sisi ya Dr. Agawa ama operation ya ye simple krom ha won say sisi ya de no ABS
and also ne
ABS na chese no anesthesia no bleeding no suture und na hospital hokra nche obeji di senra me koye surgery
sa
ani se me di ye medwuma na yi se me ni da ho clear
wow na simple sa o se hospital by no
Dr. Agawa's Eye Hospital e Bentasano police station wa Frewen Neya was 0501-534-498 and 0553-019-311.
Dr. Agawa's Eye Hospital for eyes like new.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more because we got you.
You get it? You know that.
We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up. Hey, mommy. My wife is doing something delicious. Hot pepper sauce, spicy. Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shitole. Lizzie Shito, overfail.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy. Lizzie Shito hot
hot pepper sauce. And you're spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Thank you for staying with us here on the Channel 1 Newsroom. Let's head back to the Ashanti region, where the Security Council and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources have begun a reclamation exercise in areas affected by illegal mining in the region. Officials say almost 100 acres of land have already been reclaimed in the Busumifrahun district of the Ashanti region. The project seeks to restore land degraded by illegal mining operations and return them to positive, productive use. There is more in this report by Ashanti regional correspondent Tawfiq Mohammed.
Speaking to the media during an inspection, the Deputy Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator Alhaji Abubakar Inje said the initiative is a directive from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to ensure degraded lands are recovered. He explained that a committee was constituted in the Ashanti region under the leadership of the Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amakwene to oversee the reclamation of affected lands.
We've been to about 3 places. For a start, I will say so far so good going forward, because we have seen one of the places the person has planted, I think, palm seedlings and some other stuff, other places to cassava and others. And as I'm speaking with you, we are here with some of the farmers who lost their lands through this degradation. They are happy now that they've gotten their lands back and they want to come back and farm again.
Mr. Inje disclosed that the Regional Security Council will ensure that all affected areas are covered.
But you take this from me. From now, once we've given the opportunity to these individuals and local companies to come on board, assist, and in a way make sure the lands they are destroying, they have to reclaim it, we are going to seriously take action on them.
The District Chief Executive for Busumifrahun vowed to ensure that all reclaimed areas won't be affected again.
Last week, a lady fell into one of the abandoned pits, of which the intent was that he wanted to go and fetch water to cook. And it was rather unfortunate. It was rain, and then the place was so slippery, and he fell into the pit, including a young child, and the 2 of them lost their life. If we warned those who are doing it that after they reclaim the land, they make sure they won't revisit it again, and if they do so, they will be arrested.
Meanwhile, some small-scale miners have welcomed the intervention.
Nti reclamation bi amaye na bi na ewo mechi ba bi ankubi no ni na me na maye reclamation na me de ama farmer no na farmer na edua kubi wo so nti be bi ama kremi na so masan de ama farmer no nti afi na farmer so prepare abe aba bedua e bedua abe ne banchi me ama support o mo banchi dua o medua edua banchi be 1 year ansa na edua abe ne kubi ni afem
e bi ano motutu amana na e be e-takers ano motutu amana na enkata so and I'm in some media and I'm here who money be 12 acres. And I'm here so duma. Nti abano e born homa den my lands I was a reclamation. Abosum be na wotwemi no and I'm jakata be e-takers ni nyina so.
Some farmers also appeal to other small-scale miners to ensure all pays are covered to help save lives.
Ankekwani bia ye wasa so yeso duma ne kata so. Emma o ma yeso adwuma se de papa ebeje yasase wakata so ama ya keye ebebo yi nyina ade asumdue beba.
The exercise is being carried out with support from the National Security, the National Disaster Management Organization NADMO, and the Minerals Development Fund.
Well, before we go, mental health professionals at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital are urging Ghanaians to pay greater attention to their mental well-being as the country records an increase in mental health-related cases. The appeal was made during a donation exercise by the National Petroleum Authority at the facility. Nanshika Caesar has more.
June is globally observed as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, highlighting the importance of mental health as a key component of overall health and well-being. To mark Father's Day, staff of the National Petroleum Authority on Saturday donated essential items worth approximately 100,000 Ghana cedis to residents of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. During a tour of the facility, health professionals expressed concern about the increasing number of psychiatric cases and urged Ghanaians to avoid behaviors and situations that negatively affect their mental health.
There is an increase in mental illness, especially when it comes to the OPD. And then with even the geriatric level, a lot of the aged are now experiencing symptoms of mental illness compared to when I first came here.
We encourage you all to take good care of your mental health. Do not stress too much. When you think you are going high, just relax, calm down, and just do whatever your mind, your body can just take in.
If someone is going through stress, the person should limit her stress level, and also if there is the person is taking some substance, the person should also desist from that act.
Presenting the items, Director of Corporate Affairs at the National Petroleum Authority, Mariah Okwe, assured the hospital of the authority's continued support and commitment to the welfare of persons living with mental health conditions.
We've been around the walls, and honestly, it is heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. We only came here just to show support, but after what we've seen, I think we're going to come back in our numbers again. But we brought a few items: soap, rice, oil, face towels, just to show love. And actually, it's beyond that, spending time with them, talking to them, June is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And when you see some of the issues and when you listen to them, it just takes a little trigger to send somebody off. We just want to say on behalf of the Chief Executive of National Petroleum Authority that we'll pledge our support to come back in a bigger way.
Receiving the donation, the medical officer at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, Dr. Joseph Agbenyega, commended the NPA for the gesture and appealed to corporate organizations and philanthropists to support the hospital in delivering quality mental health care.
There are so many cases that we call vagrant cases or vagrant cases that there is no relative that comes around, there is nobody that comes, no visitor that comes. So all these cases are being taken care of by the hospital. So some of these donations go a long way to help to take care of these people. We want to thank NPA for this act of love. We are so grateful. We are hopeful that other organizations, other corporate organizations will follow suit.
Well, that'll be all for today's edition of the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. I'm Charles Osukumi. Many thanks to you for watching.
Every day, across Ghana, stories unfold. Stories of hope, struggle, courage, and progress. At Channel One TV, we tell your story with truth and heart, giving voice to the people, holding power to account, and empowering change that moves our nation forward. Channel One TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Issue on Channel 1 Television and on 97.3 CTFM. Every weekend we bring you The Big Issue, which are big stories of the week that we bring brilliant panelists to help debate and discuss them. I'm Omar Rusandamadu. I'm your anchor for this morning and also your anchor, regular anchor on The Big Issue. I'll be happy to hear from you on all the issues we bring you by sending me messages on our WhatsApp number 020-444-7033. That's 020-444-7033. Alternatively, 0539-986-996. 0539-986-996. You can go to Twitter, now known as X, and drop me a message by mentioning my handle at Umar Rusanda or at CT973. Use the hashtag #TheBigIssue and the world will get to hear what you think. Now, the big issues this week, well, there are many, but we've sifted them into very, very important ones that we want to do some analysis of. The biggest of them would be Kenneth Ofori-Atta. He served as Minister of Finance in the Akufo-Addo administration for at least 7 years before he was forced out by his own colleague NPP members of parliament. But that is not the end of it. When this new government took over, they said that Ken Ofori-Atta had engaged in some criminal conduct, and for that matter, the Office of Special Prosecutor started investigating him. He has left to the United States, and returning him has been a difficult and onerous one. This week, it appears that the U.S. government has thrown sticks in the spokes of the government of Ghana by granting him permanent residence, green card as it is called. It does not mean he repatriated or cannot be extradited, but it just means that he has a firmer root in the United States of America. So how does the government of Ghana negotiate that? There are views that we should not send anybody to the U.S. if they request upon extradition, and just like they have done to us. Is that the way that it should go? So that's on Ken Ofori-Atta. We'll also be talking about another Ken. Now, one is Kenneth and the other is Kennedy. They are both Ken, both very influential in the New Patriotic Party, except that one wears white, the other one wears a Lacoste. And the one who wears a Lacoste celebrated his birthday this week. He went to the Accra Regional Police Command and gifted them a vehicle, a number of other things to say, hey, I'm celebrating my birthday and here you are. But as part of what he usually does when he has a microphone, he went gaga, or he went quote-unquote rogue, and he slammed his own government, his own party, the New Patriotic Party, and said they did nothing in 8 years to fix the military hospital at Afari in Kumasi, and as a result, they should just shush it. That's Kennedy Ohini Ejepom. But he didn't end there. He went on his own television station, Net2 Television, and slammed his party members and actually threatened that by June or July 2027, he was going to come and say things or reveal some information. He has said a lot of things that are borderline corruption. Did he report to the police? Is the onus on him to report? Should the investigative bodies invite him to come and explain? Those are the issues we're talking about. Kennedy Ohini Ejepom speaking on the New Patriotic Party, his own party. Then we have another issue we are looking at. Everybody is either in Mexico, in the United States of America, or in Canada. Even if you're not there, your eyes are there. Reason is that 23 of your compatriots, or is it 26 rather, of your compatriots will be performing at the world stage, the Football World Cup, and Ghanaians are there as well. We gained a last-minute victory against Panama, but we have 2 more games to go, England and Croatia. How are we going to fare? Is our team as solid? Is the coach any improved from what we used to have in the past? Are we going to get out of the group stages? What do we do as a country? Because that is one thing that unites us. And what can we take how can we take advantage of the Black Stars to unite and move forward as a country? Everybody is wearing the Black Stars jersey or Ghana colors the past 1 week or so, regardless of whether they are blue or they are green. This is a big issue. I return to introduce my panelists. Please stay. You're welcome back. This is A Big Issue on Channel 1 Television and on 97.3 City FM. It's an interactive show. Join us with your messages and let us know what you think of the big stories that we are bringing you. So, a United States court, or a court in the United States, has approved an application by former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to adjust his immigration status, granting him permanent residency known as green card. The Office of Special Prosecutor says, well, the prosecution would continue regardless. There's a question, why are we not prosecuting him in absentia? That is something that the laws provide for. There's a quick report about the situation around Ken Ofori-Atta.
According to Frank Davis, legal counsel for the former finance minister, the decision by the U.S. Immigration Court followed a review of issues surrounding the criminal investigations and charges facing Ken Ofori-Atta, including actions taken by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The OSP had previously declared Ofori-Atta a fugitive from justice while he was reportedly receiving medical treatment in the United States. His lawyers, however, maintained that he remained in contact with investigators through his legal representatives.
Kenneth Ofori-Atta was in the immigration court yesterday with our counterpart lawyers in America, and this matter was subject to legal submissions. There was representation from the Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and the lawyers for Ken Ofori-Atta. After a 2.5 hour long hearing, the court came to a reasoned decision. The hearing has been determined, and Ken now has permanent residency.
Ken Ofori-Atta, who served under former President Nana Akufo-Addo, is facing multiple allegations in Ghana relating to his time in office. Amid questions over the prospect of an extradition request, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has clarified that Ofori-Atta's reported acquisition of permanent residency in the United States, where he is currently based, does not affect the criminal matters pending against him in Ghana. The OSP noted that its role concerning the former finance minister is limited to extradition proceedings which are being pursued through the Attorney General's department.
So that's the summary on Kenneth Ofori-Atta, former finance minister. But you see, our relationship with the U.S. in terms of criminal matters is not just in relation to Ken Ofori-Atta. For the past 2 years or so, we as a state have been hunting down Sedina Atieno Tamaklo. She once served as CEO of the Micro and Small Loan Center, Maslock. She was standing trial in the Akufo-Addo administration. She asked for permission to travel to the U.S. and Otilo, she never came back. The court proceeded to try her in absentia, and she was sentenced to 10 years in prison. She returned last week to the country, while we were told that she was extradited and returned to come and serve that prison sentence. But the issue now is she in Nsawam or she's enjoying in her house? That is the question. The minority is concerned. And led by the Member of Parliament for Efia, Isaac Boamanyako, they said that the government should be transparent in the situation around Sedina Tamaklo. Watch this.
The former CEO of Maslock, Sedina Atieno Tamaklo, was extradited to Ghana from the United States to serve a 10-year prison sentence imposed on her by the Accra High Court. Following her extradition, the Minister of State in charge of Government Communication, Felix Kwatiofosu, disclosed that she is currently in prison custody, dismissing claims that she is under house arrest. However, the Minority Caucus in Parliament finds this information provided as unsatisfactory.
Government communication on Sedinam is a very tedious one. We are having an accountable democracy where you expect government to provide full details in terms of where she was received, where she has been sent to, exactly who received her, and then the details as to whether she's in there to serve the full sentence as we have her convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction. And so it is not adequate for government spokesperson to say that she is in prison's custody, because you can be under the care of prisons and still be in one home or the other. You can be in the hospital and still be under the care of the prison service. And so we want a definitive information from the minister for government communication exactly what is the status of Sedinam in terms of her arrival in Ghana and in police custody. If they provide us the exact details, then Ghanaians would have the opportunity to understand that she's in to serve the full term.
She's in the country. So there's no problem about asking where Sedinam is. If they want to know where it is, it's very easy. They can file a question on the floor of Parliament once we are in Parliament and summon the minister to come to the floor of Parliament and provide the answers to those questions. I think the Attorney General is available. The security agencies who are handling him are there. So the way they can come around to the various detention places or go to a house to see whether she's there or not. And the government has a very good track record in dealing with alleged corrupt persons in this government, and Mahama in particular. Remember Abuga Pele was sent to court by the same appointor. So Sedinam is going to follow suit. If he's able to appeal or do what we are hearing and exonerate herself, fine. If he cannot, she goes to serve her.
She has plans to appeal?
That is what the minority are telling you. She's appealing. Everybody in this country, I said that, look, let's leave people who have indulged in criminal acts after being appointed to face the laws of this country.
The Afia MP stated that the caucus will be compelled to summon the Minister of the Interior if the requested details are not provided.
Let's call on good governance and accountability on the part of government. If government fails to provide that as we have requested, we will use all the available tools available to us in Parliament to make those inquiries so that the Minister for Interior may be asked those questions to come and provide details to us. But we don't need to trigger that option since government has to be accountable to its people. This is a matter of national interest.
The Member of Parliament for Garu, Thomas Anaba, urged politicians to desist from protesting the arrest of individuals suspected of corrupt practices to enhance the fight against corruption.
Let's allow the judiciary to handle the issues as the judiciary and withdraw any support for anybody, this political support for anybody who has been alleged or to have committed a crime. In that way, we'll get people stay away from corruption. You saw what happened under Wontumi. The minority leader went to sit on the floor to protest for the arrest of Wontumi. At the end, what is Wontumi doing? Pleading, plea bargaining. What does it mean? He's accepted guilt in the first place and he's asking for a softer sentencing or a softer conviction. That is it.
So that is the situation around Sedinam Tamakolo, the minority asking questions about where she is. Do they have genuine questions? Should they go to Nsawam and inspect? And should the government start publicizing people who are in jail and where they are in jail? Is that something we should do? Or this is an exception to that particular rule against privacy? So those are some of the issues I'll be raising this morning on the big issue. Let me introduce my panelists and start the discussion now. Andrew Apia Dankwa is head of legal with the United Party. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great as well.
Good. Let me start with Edem Senano. Edem Senano is an anti-corruption crusader. He's co-chair of the Citizen Movement Against Corruption. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Edem, the Kenoforiata debacle, if it is proper to even use that term, does it make it more difficult for the anti-corruption campaign, or this is unrelated at all, the fact that he has been given a green card?
Well, to some extent, it does make it more difficult. I mean, if the man had not had a green card, then you're going to court for an individual that the U.S. does not feel like there are any other, strings attached that they have to consider. At this point, even though they are two separate legal, parallel